So with this drawing, I'll just draw the front end of plan. So for this figure, you have a couple circles. It has, so remember what I said, always try to do your circles first. So in this, I can see the circles in the plan view. There's a radius 20, there's a radius 10. The measurement between the two of these here is 80. The holes on the right side are the same size. And then we have this small piece in the middle, a 10 millimeter. So I'll just offset and get into the habit of using offset. So you offset half. So it'll be 5 up and 5 down. So this plan view here is finished, and looks like the plan view. Let me just project across the center line a little more. So I'll now project up to have my front view. So the height of that front view there is 60, and I'll just bring across my line. And this time I'll bring across the line long, because my end view is going to go over here. So with this, I just project up the lines. I place my 60 here. So just draw the line across long. Let me just check this measurement to see if it's 60. So now I'll just put in the hidden details. Now the thing is with this right side here is that there's an extra piece going up. So I'll just put in that extra piece here going up. And I use extend to do that. Now the difference here would be that this piece, you can see this part. So I'm going to cancel my extend, and I'll just change the layer to the outline layer and project that going up. Alright, you follow everything here so far? Now, here's the thing now with the end view. So we will need to draw our 45-degree line from over here so that we can project our lines across for the end view. And the first lines are projected across the top and the bottom line. So that will be the width of that end view. Follow this so far? So here we have our center line. Just project out the center line. And then we'll bring across now this hidden circle that's here. So you know that this circle here goes right through. So I'm going to out with this line. Okay, so that's better now. So let's change the layer of the center so we know which one is the center line. So we have our hidden detail here. So I'll just put in the hidden detail now for the web, that small piece. The important thing with projecting your lines across is that you are sure that the line that you've projected is the correct part. And that's the reason that you do that. So I'm just going to trim off the two views so you can see the differences in them. All right, so this piece that is extended above, because it's a cylinder, it will be the same in the two views. And the last thing I'll do here now, before we section it, is to just change the layers to the correct outline layer. This here is the little web from the inside that's hidden. All right, so now when we look to section this figure, I'm going to put a cutting plane here on the plan view. Now it's important to recognize where the arrows are facing. And these arrows are facing upwards. So it means that when you cut this plan view here, you're going to look at the figure in this direction. So the view that is pointing upwards is that front view. So that's the view that's up here. Hence, this is the view that is going to be sectioned. You follow me so far? So we just go over that again. The arrows are pointed upwards. So when we cut this figure, you're actually going to see the section in this view that's up above. So one of the important things here is, how do you find out what's solid and what's not solid? And that's one of the big questions. So we're going to use our text layer, and we're going to take a look at the different points that are hit by this cutting plane. So is this a solid piece here? Is this a solid piece here in here? Good. So we can see that from here to here is solid. You understand me so far? Is in here solid? Is over here solid?
Yeah.
Okay. So the cutting plane hits here too, right? Is in here solid? Is in here solid? So what you're saying then, when we look at this section, is over here is solid. So this line here, this X here comes up to meet this line. So will this stay hidden, or will this become solid now? So over here, we said there's a space in here. Does this stay hidden, or does this become solid now? So we said that there's, well, I'll not say that there's a web, but over here, this X comes straight across to here, right? Let me deal with this piece first. So this line stays hidden or becomes solid? This one is solid or hidden? So the question now is for this inner piece. There are only 2 points here. Pay attention. There are only 2 points here. Do these lines stay here or are they removed? When you take a look at it, is there a point there?
No.
So isn't this a solid piece from here right to there?
Yes, sir.
So if it were a web, in a different drawing, I'll probably say it's a web, but this time it's a solid part of the figure. So I'll not call it a web because it's connecting these 2 pieces here together. So because this is cut from here right across here, this is going to be a solid bracket here, a solid piece here. So you'll not see these 2 lines anymore. You follow me so far?
Yeah.
So we take a look at this upright piece now. Does this line remain here?
No, sir.
Good. This line here.
Yes, sir.
This line. This line will be removed because we will see this piece here sticking out. So when we come to section now, we put our hashing lines. The thing is that you have 2 objects here in this figure. So this is the first object here, the 2 cylindrical pieces, and you can see the sectioning of those pieces. So if I had to follow the X's, this lines up, this lines up, this lines up here. Pay attention, this lines up here as well. So you can see then that it is sectioned correctly. But this second piece that is here now, you would change the hatching angle. And that is the section for the second piece, that pin that goes through it. So you don't see any sections here in the plan view. You don't see any other sections here in the front view. So the last thing that we're going to do now, we're just going to cut it here in this view so we can actually see what the sections look like. Please pay attention. So remember that we said it was cut over here. It was also cut over here. Now, you do not need to do this in an exam or anything like that, but I'm just doing it because I'm explaining right now. So this line here was a little too short. So you can see how that is cut, and it comes across here. And it comes across here to this. This is the next point that we have, this point right here. So once again, because of the way it is cut, you're not going to see this piece anymore. You'll actually see the inside of this. And then the last piece here is just this line that is going up, which will come down. So if we had to take a look at the isometric section, you would realize that it is actually cut the same way. So when we go to hatch, we can see our hatching in here. And then we will see our hatch in the other direction over here. And it's actually the same exact view. You follow me on that so far? So please remember these tips, these points, whenever you're sectioning figures.